Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers.
Go Badgers! Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell.
That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is.
Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon.
And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers. And Randall lets it roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right. We're off and running. We're here, baby.
Doing it.
We're doing
Let's
the
go, Badger football.
How long have these last 2 weeks felt? I was just thinking about this, guys. It's felt like an eternity since we last had Wisconsin football, and they have all the things that we've been thinking about.
So, he's Pablo
what's
Iglesias
up?
today. Adam Mertz quit the show. I don't know where he is. He's gone missing. Brad Nortman hadn't showed up for the show since week 1. I don't blame him.
He's the missing link. Maybe that's it.
I'm Jesse Nelson. This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, Pablo, you know what to do.
And that is crush a Coors Light.
When you need to refresh on game day, and boy, do we need a refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold packaged for peak refreshment. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I'm Jesse Nelson. Riley Auk's our producer. He's got the short story. He's got the post-game show today. So good luck to you.
Woo! All right.
Same time as the Brewers game.
Over under on calls. Over under on callers. Should we set it at like 14 and a half?
We got Scott in Fort Worth for sure.
Yeah.
I bet he's locked in.
We're really
We'll
going to
put the
need
graphic out, scheduled to appear. Let them know what
maybe
time.
3.5.
primary demographic for the post-game show today, fans who do not care about baseball tuning in for Badger football post-game reaction.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the deal.
We are beating around the bush.
When we last convened on the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay pregame show, literally my last words as we were signing off the air were, they're not going to lose. Are they? And boy, did they lose. Wisconsin, fresh off the shellacking 2 weeks ago at the hands of the Maryland Terrapins. And now the Badgers back in action today as they get set to go to the Big House on Fox's Big Noon kickoff, visiting the 20th ranked Michigan Wolverines. I'm not sure morale has ever been lower for Wisconsin football in my lifetime. I am in my mid-30s. This is new to me. I know there was a time before Barry Alvarez arrived, and maybe for the first year or two that he was here, where morale may have been similar. But this feels a lot different than any pregame show I've ever been part of in the decade that I've been around these ESPN Wisconsin airwaves. So we're going to get you set for Wisconsin, Michigan at the Big House today. There are some compelling storylines going into this thing, but also it's a massive day for baseball fans in the state of Wisconsin and worldwide as the Milwaukee Brewers get set to host Craig Counsell's Chicago Cubs in Game 1 of the NLDS at 1:08 this afternoon. I'm sure many fans are tuning in this morning in the Milwaukee area as you're heading over to American Family Field, getting the tailgating going early. This is a special kind of game day today, not just for the college football component, but also for the baseball component. We should call it ESPN Wisconsin Baseball Game Day today.
Honestly, yes.
Because that definitely is where the juice is for Wisconsin sports fans. 844-770-3776. That's your carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line and your way into our show today. 770-3776. Jesse Nelson, Pablo Iglesias, host of The Jump Around, our weekly digital show dedicated to all things Badgers, alongside Riley Yauk, our producer. He's also part of The Jump Around, and he hosts the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay post-game show immediately after the final whistle, along with our friend Corey Sparks from ESPN Beaver Dam. All right, so here's the question that I want to start with today. And I think we'll poll this on Twitter at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. I have never asked this question in a decade being part of this show. How much of today's game are you going to watch? Riley, you're exempt from this question. Oh, actually, I'm kind of curious how much you're planning to actually watch because you're hosting the post-game show and the Brewers are starting at 1:08. But that's part of what is fascinating about this today. I never thought in the decade that I've been around ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay that I would ever ask, how much are you going to watch because you think the Badgers are going to lose? We've asked similar questions, or we've heard from fans who have called in over the years. Yeah, I turned it off in the third quarter. We were up 38-3 over Miami, Ohio, and I decided I was going to go mow the lawn, run to the grocery store, that kind of thing. Like, that's different for a non-conference game like that. Last year, Wisconsin was up big on Purdue, and I think I went out and I started mowing the lawn out in the backyard in like mid-fourth quarter. All right, we're good. Today, I am genuinely curious. How much of today's Wisconsin football game do you plan to watch? You can vote in our poll. You can text in 844-770-3776. And I have 4 options for you to choose from. Number 1 is none. I will not tune in. I have no interest in watching the Wisconsin-Michigan football game. I'm on my way to crush a few Coors Lights in the parking lot before going into Game 1 of the NLDS. That's where my priorities lie, and I don't blame you if that's the case.
Come hang out at Silver Eagle. Isn't that where the post-game show is, too?
The Dirty Bird, according to Matt Hamilton.
The Silver Eagle in Monona is going to be rocking today, not only for the Badger football game, which it always is on game days, but because the Brewers are playing at 1 o'clock. Also, our team will be out there for the post-game show. Going to be a blast over at the Silver Eagle in Monona. If you're in the Madison area, that's the spot to be.
The Hamilton Haven, maybe. We could call it that.
And you want to get there early. Like
yes.
If you're Matt Hamilton or anyone else, you want to get there early today.
Matt Hamilton, just for context, had to reserve a table ahead of time.
Matt had to reserve a table?
The Olympic gold medalist reserved a table at the Silver Eagle in Monona.
He knows how busy it's going to be, so I'm expecting the Silver Eagle to be packed today.
That's electric.
So one of the options is none. I have no interest in watching the Badger football game at all today. I just happen to be listening to these guys because I'm on the way to the dump or the grocery store or dropping the kids off at soccer. It's a whole thing that people listen to us on the way to the dump.
The dump.
Number 2, I'll tune in for a quarter. About a quarter. See how Wisconsin looks after the 2-week hiatus. Maybe they're competitive, but a quarter is about all I'll need to see. I think Michigan's going to probably take care of business, and that's that. 1/2 is where I think the majority of fans will vote in this poll, because the first half will end around 12:30, 12:45, and then you shift into baseball mode. I think most Badgers fans not very optimistic about what the outcome of today's game will be, and they shift into, all right, time to focus on the Brewers' first pitch, 1:08.
So essentially, when are we moving into L formation?
Yep,
pretty much. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or the last option is I'm going to watch most of it. And I think, quite honestly, if fans think during the Brewers game that they need to keep an eye on the Badger game, that's going to be a win for Wisconsin football today. If in the second half, fans watching at home on a single TV, they have the Brewers game on at 1 o'clock or listening to it on 620 WTMJ and 100.5 ESPN Madison, and they say, you know what, I'm just going to go check how the Badgers are doing. That's actually a win for Wisconsin football if the game is that competitive enough where fans care that they feel like they need to tune in during the Brewers game.
How lucky are we to be in an era where we are in the Octobox multi-view box era? Because it's, if anything, it's secondary right now. I mean, it's, for me, I don't know if I'm basing it off a quarter, if I'm basing it off of half. I'd say the L formation for me is, I think we could all agree, is when it's just multiple scores, similar to the Alabama game when you're when you're down at halftime. It's like, what is there to cheer for? What is there to root for? So it's just tough right now, where that's kind of where I'm standing at. But if I were to give it, I'd say halftime right now. I'd say if I'm putting this vote in, I'd say half is where I'm at, because then We've got Brewers. We've got baseball coming up. You know what actually kind of throws me off right now is we've got the TVs on here at the Everlight Solar Studio here in Madison, is that they did a full breakdown of Diego Pavia, who just a few years ago got stomped on all over by Wisconsin years ago.
Diego Pavia is the quarterback at Vanderbilt.
Yes.
And he was at New Mexico State. And I remember doing the postgame show with our friend Colin Russo, now at ESPN West Palm Beach in Florida.
Yeah.
And I started the postgame show saying that is the worst college football team I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, definitely was.
New Mexico State.
They were absolutely atrocious that year. Myself and former teammate Chrissy Birdsall called that game for WSEM student radio back in the day. I'll never forget Muma Jung Meta within an interception.
Yeah, that was
Braylon Allen
huge.
had some big runs.
Yeah.
So Diego Pavia.
Those were the days. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew we had
He's
it that
nothing.
good?
The last win of the Paul Christ era.
Wow.
Oh,
Win over the Diego Pavia. He actually split time with Gavin Frakes that year, too.
And now look at this college game days in Tuscaloosa for Vanderbilt, Alabama.
a top 25 matchup.
Devastating.
The one that we all would have expected. Vanderbilt, Alabama.
So, I mean,
Hyped up as all can be.
there's one glimmer of this thing today that has me thinking there's this random, there is nothing, don't get me wrong, there is nothing that we've seen on film, in person, that we've heard at press conferences, really anything that gives you any hope that Wisconsin's going to go to the Big House and win a game today against the Michigan Wolverines, ranked 20th in the country. Danny O'Neill's going to be the quarterback again today. We've seen how that's gone the last couple of weeks out. Jake Renfro's out at center, so they got somebody starting who's never played center before, so Lord knows where that ball is going to get snapped throughout the course of the day.
Not going to be good.
But you ever been on like a college project when you're working with a bunch of other people and you're brainstorming ideas and you're kind of stuck? You meet at the library or in the wherever you're meeting and you talk about it a few times. And then you show up and you're about midway to the deadline for this project, whatever it may be, and you look around and you say, you know what, maybe we need a different idea. And you just kind of crumple up the paper or delete the document on your computer, however you do it these days, you throw it away. That's kind of the reset button that I feel like this bye may have presented for the Wisconsin Badgers. If you're looking for any level of optimism, Luke Fickell, reconvening after a couple of days away from that Maryland atrocity at Camp Randall Stadium 2 weeks ago, can show up, meet with the guys. You know what? We had some plans for what this season might look like. We were hoping to be 3-1 at this juncture. We were seeing where we were going to be. But you know what? Crumple up that paper, throw it away. New season.
But I worked really hard on that paper.
You know what? Everyone does. Throw it away.
I worked really hard on that paper that was assigned a month ago.
New ball game
It's
today.
due tomorrow.
We're going to play loose. We don't have any offensive line. We can't run the football, so let's get rid of that idea. We don't have our primary quarterback we were hoping to have coming into the season, and we don't know if he's going to be healthy at all the rest of the year, so let's just get rid of that idea and not count on that at all. We've got Vinny Anthony. We've got a run defense. Let's put something together that's going to work. And whether that's a message he's sharing with the players, whether that's a message he's sharing with his coaching staff, that is the only thing that has me thinking that Wisconsin could surprise us a little bit today. I'm not saying by any means they're going to win this game, but there's a chance that if they come with the right mentality, they could be competitive, they could keep us interested, and by the time we get to first pitch at American Family Field at 1:08 Central Time today, we might think during a break between the second and third inning, let's see how Wisconsin's doing, and flip back over to Fox, whatever that affiliate is in your hometown.
I'm appreciating this Lloyd Christmas optimism here. So you're saying there's a chance. Type
Amazing.
Of thing. But, I mean,
Thanks, John Audius.
to an extent, yeah, believe it or not, this could be, I say could, I'm not saying it's a 50-50 shot, let alone an 80-20 shot, but there could be a shot. There could be a shot. Things have to go not completely. You got to win a big play, that's for sure. But with how this schedule is, if we could look at this schedule as like Mount Kilimanjaro, I think Mount Kilimanjaro would be afraid of this schedule. Like if we were to compare that to its own type of mountain, that's how huge this schedule is. And this is just the start of this climb. But if there's anything, Wisconsin, I think actually could out of all the games that they have on this schedule, believe it or not, I think there is a decent shot, because you never know what happens when you could catch this Michigan team sleeping. So we'll see.
And it is worthy to note, and if Brad Nortman or Tarek Sala or Derek Engler or even Tausch, any of our former Badgers players who have had the experience of playing at the Big House, if they were here, what I've learned over the last decade is playing at Michigan is not a daunting task. The way the stadium is laid out, yeah, there's a lot of people, but the way the stadium is laid out, the sound does not stay on top of you. The fans are not on top of you on the sideline. It's actually a relatively comfortable place to play. So coming into the season, I thought if Wisconsin was going to win any of these road games, Alabama, Michigan, Oregon, Indiana as a top 10 team, looks like they're not slowing down this year. If you were going to win any of these road games, this was the one with a freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood for Michigan. They haven't really been super impressive. They blew the doors off of Central Michigan. Other than that, they haven't been super impressive. New Mexico gave them a run in week 1. They lost pretty bad at Oklahoma week 2. This is not a great Michigan team. If Wisconsin had any semblance of what they want to be, they could go into this game and be competitive. And the only thing we have is hope. The only thing we have is hoping that in the last 13 days, there were a few meetings and conversations and a rallying cry that somehow, some way, they're on a different level, a different mindset going into this game. Because talent-wise, schematics-wise, strategy-wise, I don't see any advantage for Wisconsin against Michigan or maybe anybody the rest of this season.
Oh, but Jesse, you forget that the Badgers bring the #1 rushing defense in the country into Michigan today.
Yes, sir.
Alabama transfer Justice Haynes better watch out. He ain't getting nothing on the Badgers.
The numbers
today.
don't lie, and Wisconsin under Luke Fickell 5-3 in October. Just saying.
Remember how awesome Locktober was last year? Braden Locke just dominating bad teams.
Almost
we need to recapture that magic.
So what's our nickname for Danny O'Neill of October? We'll work on that. Yeah,
O'Neill. I don't know.
Dan time.
Yeah, call in 844. Call to the Carbless Talking text line. 844-770-3776. Rename October in honor of Danny O'Neill to replace Locktober. Let us know.
Yeah.
We'll take suggestions across the board.
I can honestly say I've never been part of a pregame show that's been off to a start like this, and I'm curious where we're going to go for the next hour and 45 minutes as we continue to count down to the kickoff at the Big House for Wisconsin and 20th-ranked Michigan just after 11 a.m. this morning. Jesse Nelson, Pablo Iglesias, along with our producer Riley Yauk. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day brought to you in part by Bruner Realty. If you've been waiting to buy your next home, stop waiting. Now is the time to get housed. For over 30 years, Bruner Realty has been providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started today. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Shout out Stacy Bruner, the realtor that I trusted when my wife Becca and I bought our home 3 years ago. Former Bucky Badger, Bruner Realty, and Stacy Bruner. Go with the team at Bruner Realty. Check them out, BrunerRealtyInc.com. Coming up next, our promise to you on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, no matter how bleak it may get, we're doing our game picks right away, and then we spend the rest of the show justifying our game picks. Curious to see how Mr. Optimism, Riley Yauk, has changed his tune after Wisconsin's loss to Maryland 2 weeks ago. We'll find out our official game selections for Wisconsin-Michigan straight ahead on ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
It's frightening, but the rewards are thrilling if you're brave enough to enter the prize-filled graveyard at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. On Saturday, October 25th, 3 brave souls will enter the graveyard every half hour from 1 p.m. till 5. These 27 winners will each have a chance of escaping with $3,000 in cash. That's up to $81,000 in total prizes. So be here for Graveyard Grabs, the scariest game in town. Grab your friends and get to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. We're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your Halloween, holiday, or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
We're on the Badgers.
There were some chants. Coach, what do you make of how fans have reacted here
I think it's embarrassing.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Woo! 100.5 ESPN Madison, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, the ESPN Wisconsin app, live video streaming on the ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison YouTube channels. You should subscribe to us, by the way. Riley would really appreciate if you subscribe, because when the Brewers are on in the middle of the afternoon here and the Badger game goes final, he and Corey Sparks are going to go live for the post-game show, and if you got that subscribe button clicked, then you're going to get notified when they go live, and you'll be like, oh, Badger game's over. That's helpful to know. And then you can tune into Riley and Corey at the Silver Eagle in Monona for a little bit.
That would rock.
So Riley would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels so you get that notification. We're going to delay our game picks by one segment because...
Calling it audible here.
There's some news of significance here just reported by ESPN college football reporter Pete Thamel. He's been on a few things today. So, breaking news on ESPN Madison is brought to you by the Metro family of auto dealerships. Feels like as good a time as any for me to tell you. Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealer. Whether you need to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford, Metro Ford is the place to go. Visit Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today or go to their website, metrofordofmadison.com. See this month's specials and browse their vehicle inventory. Here's the big news. Danny O'Neal is not starting today. We knew Billy Edwards was out. Pete Thamel first shared that about an hour ago, and I don't think that was a surprise to anybody after seeing Billy Edwards leave the Maryland game 2 weeks ago. No, not sure what his status will look like for the rest of this season, quite honestly. But here's the tweet from Pete Thamel just moments ago. Wisconsin will start Hunter Simmons at quarterback at Michigan today, per ESPN sources. Hunter Simmons, a grad transfer from Southern Illinois, who played the final series against Maryland and threw a touchdown. I mean, so that
it was
the
a
only
nice
touchdown.
It was a nice toss.
That is factually accurate. Yes, Hunter Simmons threw a touchdown pass against Maryland. Was Maryland playing their third stringers, who were probably going to be playing at Towson next year if they weren't in the game? Yeah, maybe. But Hunter Simmons was in the game late last week. Everyone had already turned it off and left the stadium and all that. But he was in the game, and he threw a touchdown pass. Yes, that did happen. So Danny O'Neal not getting the nod today. Hunter Simmons will start at quarterback for Wisconsin. Pablo, your thoughts?
Why not at this rate? It's tough to see like what he didn't have a lot of tape, but hey, a touchdown is a touchdown at the end of the day. My big question though too is now how is he going to get paired with the new center? Danny O'Neal, I believe though, from what he had said, took most of the snaps or was preparing to be the starter. So I don't know what exactly happened. Whether it was an injury, whether it was something that Luke Fickell just rolled out of a different side of the bed and was like, you know what, we're going to roll with Hunter. So why not? Why not at this rate? Just keep rolling the dice. See what happens. See what happens at this rate, and just keep throwing it out there. So it does add this unique sense of excitement because as we heard in this last segment, we were trying to figure out what the heck could we be excited about. And again, it's still, the temperature still feels a little lukewarm. Don't get me wrong, but it's the pot could start to bubble a little bit right now. So that's where I'm at. All I'm saying is, why not? Give it a shot and see what happens.
I'm a fan. I like injecting some life into the team after a lackluster performance 2 weeks ago against Maryland. That was obviously a debacle for a number of reasons. Danny O'Neal's thrown 2 incredibly costly interceptions in the last 2 games for Wisconsin. That one at Alabama when it felt like the Badgers might have been competitive and had a chance in Tuscaloosa totally changed the trajectory of the game late in the first quarter. And then, of course, the one against Maryland last week was equally atrocious. Just a lob up to nobody that Maryland is able to pick off and just add to the momentum that they were building and confidence that they were gaining early in the game, and it took the crowd completely out of it at Camp Randall Stadium. So Hunter Simmons is a transfer from Southern Illinois, and he'll get a chance to start for Wisconsin today at the Big House as the Badgers take on 20th-ranked Michigan. Danny O'Neal not starting for the Wisconsin Badgers at quarterback today. Riley Yauk, you were at Luke Fickell's press conference earlier this week. Are you as shocked as the rest of us by this decision here this morning?
Yes, because Billy Edwards Jr. was listed as the starter on this week's depth chart. We all receive a depth chart with a 2 deep when we go to Luke Fickell's press conferences. Billy Edwards Jr. was listed as the starter. Danny O'Neal was listed as the backup. I had no idea Hunter Simmons starting was even on the table this week, and while it does give me some excitement, like, hey, let's see what this guy's got. I know the competition for backup was close between Hunter Simmons and Danny O'Neal. But my initial reaction's like frustration. Like, can we just figure out the quarterback spot, please? And if Hunter Simmons works out until Billy is able to get back, awesome. But let's figure this out. It's just, it seems like Fickell's just throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks.
The flip-flop of this, though, too, is that as much as I appreciated the moxie that Danny O'Neal had and trying to rally the guys, I think could this come down to a decision of just the fact that Danny O'Neal didn't have as many reps from a bigger picture. He's a sophomore coming into this. Yes, he did have starting experience, a lot more starting experience in total coming into this quarterback room, coming into this season versus the guys that Fickell had the last couple of years with Braden Locke, who made his first start really coming in, filling in for Tanner Mordecai from then on. But yes, Danny O'Neal had some starting experience, but even Hunter Simmons playing at a different level too. Hey, he still has a few more years under his belt. Is this a move because it's the big house? It's a veteran who's a guy who's been around college football a little bit more, who's seen a little bit more. Could this potentially be the move to get a guy who is a little more seasoned in this situation?
I'm just saying Danny O'Neal now has a start at Alabama under his belt, and Hunter Simmons, his best games last year were against Southeast Missouri and South Dakota.
Hey. South Dakota gave Wisconsin some trouble last year.
They had a good running game, I will say.
So, but Riley, you're saying, can we just figure out the quarterback situation? I actually think this is figuring out the quarterback situation.
Okay.
Because
elaborate.
I think this is Luke Fickell saying, okay, Billy Edwards can't go. He's our number one option. Clearly, we tried the Danny O'Neal experience, and that didn't work. So we figured something out. He ain't it. So now we're going to try bringing Hunter Simmons in. There was a little life that he showed at the end of the game. Now, granted, it was garbage time and whatnot, but he gave us something against Maryland, which Danny O'Neal couldn't do. Mm-hmm. So let's throw him out there this week. And what I'm thinking is this is probably something that they've known since the bye. That's my thought here. I think this is Luke Fickell playing chess.
Little subterfuge.
Yeah, I think
a
this
LaFleur type of move, if you will.
I think this is from the bye, knowing, okay, we're not going with Danny O'Neal. Probably the move at center also, because Jake Renfro is also out at center. Yeah. So they're starting a new center. First time he's ever playing center at the college level. So he's starting at center, and you got now Hunter Simmons, the quarterback. They may have got 2 weeks of reps at practice here where they're working together, and Luke Fickell's got him, whether it's off to the side or when it's the closed practice where the media isn't observing it, and they're saying, okay, this is what we're going to show so that Michigan's getting ready for this. This is what we're working on. This is what we're going to surprise him with, and we're going to try and make a statement here now in a national TV game and with a larger audience than maybe anticipated watching this game that you don't think is going to be close. Let's at least try something different and avoid falling into complacency and saying this is what we've got and it's not great, but we're going to trot it out there. This is a brand new experience that we're going to see now for Wisconsin at center and at quarterback, and we'll see what it looks like at the big house here in a little bit.
Yeah, Wisconsin, I mean, the more that you look at this now, too, maybe there is, that window is still very, very tight. It's a tight window. Don't get me wrong, to pull off this upset. But if you are trying to pull out all the tricks that you have and try to figure out as much as you can to try to play, you don't have a lot of moves on this chessboard, but you still are in this match. You are still in this, if you will. So maybe this is the opportunity to try to catch Michigan when they're sleeping, when they're at home, when they're a multi-score favorite. That maybe this is the opportunity. Maybe, just maybe. We got some optimism back, guys.
I will say, Hunter Simmons could etch himself into Wisconsin lore for eternity if he somehow pulls off this upset. And Hunttober will be in full swing.
Oh, my God.
We forgot about that. We were just talking about how can we figure out a new Locktober, and it all figured it out. It figured itself out.
It's been given to us.
The universe was listening to us.
Hunttober.
So I want to throw it. We're getting really into hypotheticals, but earlier this week, Jesse on Wilde and Tausch, which you are the
very well produced show,
wonderful producer of that,
especially on Mondays the last couple of weeks.
Understandably, just celebrating, I believe, was it the 26th anniversary of when Wisconsin defeated Ohio State? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Tausch called the best team win.
The best win ever, down 17-0. Came back, scored the next, I think, 48.
So if Hunter Simmons, as Riley proclaimed, good potential, if he pulls this off, does that knock off the Ohio State?
Can we not talk about winning the game at the big? Let's just see.
Why not? Why not?
Let's just get points. Let's just get points on the board first before we start going crazy here.
It's all in. They're shaking in their boots over there in Ann Arbor. You can feel it.
I don't think they are.
Yep, that's it. Bryce Underwood is scared. He's not even going to show up on the field anymore.
I will say this: if we were looking for any type of competitive advantage, I guess this might be it. because Michigan, for 2 weeks, they've also had a bye that they're coming off of. For 2 weeks, they're planning for, is it Billy Edwards or is it Danny O'Neal? They're probably just as surprised as we are, unless they've got Connor Stallions hanging out at practice for the Badgers.
Nice.
They're just as surprised as we are this morning that Hunter Simmons is going to be the starting quarterback. So this could go one of two ways. It could be Hunter Simmons has practiced for 2 weeks, the team has a bunch prepared, and Michigan doesn't know what's going to hit them, and they're going to make some adjustments, and this could actually be close for a bit. Or that's Wisconsin's third-string quarterback, and the first two weren't very good, and it doesn't matter who it's going to be. This thing's still going to be 38-6.
This is on the ESPN Madison YouTube chat. Also on both ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison. Jump in on the YouTube chat, too, if you want to get in on the conversation. Kerry Cartier saying, if Bucky is competitive for a while, that's a win for me today.
Yep.
So, hey, you know what? Maybe there's a shot to remain a little more competitive in this. So we shall see.
We'll check. We'll have our poll question in the field here. I think this makes it a little more interesting for fans who were maybe voting none that they would tune in for. If you're tailgating at American Family Field or your favorite local establishment for the Brewers game this afternoon, maybe you're going to have a few extra eyes now on the Badgers game for at least the first quarter or first half.
I think you said something earlier, too. This flips a little bit of like, hey, let's see what the Badger game looks like. Two, maybe, just maybe the tone. Hey, let's see what the Badgers are doing. I don't know. Call me crazy. You totally can.
Matt asks, he missed. Why is Simmons starting? We don't know.
Vibes. Just simply for vibes.
Billy Edwards is out with an injury, so he continues to be out with the injury. It would have been Danny O'Neal, we would think. And it's just announced, ESPN's Pete Thamel sharing on Twitter that Hunter Simmons is starting for Wisconsin today. So that's why.
Danny O'Neal was banged up. He left with an injury at the end of the Maryland game, so maybe it's worse than we thought.
Or maybe it's just trying to inject some life in the offense.
Exactly.
Either way, that is a check of your injury report here on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, and it's brought to you by the Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. Their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus and get expert care from the pros who know sports injuries. Walk in any Saturday. Right now you can do this from 9 to 11:30 a.m. at their location off the Beltline in Madison and get back in the game. Heck of a day for Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin to make their debut here on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay with the injury report. Again, third-string quarterback Hunter Simmons getting the start today for the Wisconsin Badgers under center. And by the way, that center is also new with Jake Renfro being out again at the Big House. Wisconsin and 20th ranked Michigan. All right, so it's a little more interesting.
Red October, baby.
We got that. No, Hunttober is what we're going for.
Where does Red
He's
Red
trying
October,
to do the hunt for Red October.
Yeah, you've never heard
Hunter.
of that?
What is Red October?
The Hunt for Red October.
The Hunt for Red October.
It's a Sean Connery movie.
No, I've never heard.
All right, well you're gonna get cultured. Look it up. IMDb. Hunt for Red October. It's one of the great movies of like all time. It's a classic.
The Hunt for Red October.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're all going to talk about Sean Connery.
No, we're not.
Game predictions.
No, we're not.
I like Hunttober.
I'll go
Hunttober's a little
SNL
easier.
Sean Connery. You can be Sean Connery. We can do that.
Or we can do our game picks. Whether you want to do a Sean Connery voice or otherwise. We'll do that next on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, of course.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Bring your family out to the next Forward Madison FC game. Their family special, sponsored by Madison Gas and Electric, is the perfect budget-friendly option for any families to enjoy professional soccer in Madison. For just $21, get your game ticket, plus a meal and scarf. Get your family together and come cheer on the Mingos as they make their playoff push. Head to forwardmadisonfc.com to learn more and get your tickets today. That's forwardmadisonfc.com.
It's the best time of the year, and you know what that means for me. It's tailgating season. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're in Madison tailgating before a game, there's only one thing to do to elevate your experience, and that's bring it with Door County Distillery. Whether that's the cherry brandy for your old-fashioned, the single malt whiskey, or any of the gins, vodkas, and in-betweens, Door County Distillery has you covered. Find the retailer nearest you at doorcountydistillery.com.
Planning a corporate event, private party, or team outing? Madison acts as your state-of-the-art entertainment spot.
Whoa, you nailed it.
Featuring 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, and interactive games. Plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard. 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Book your corporate event or holiday party now, before their lanes fill up. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
Playoff baseball is back.
Fly ball to deep right. Soto back. Out of here!
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers postseason game right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. From L.A. to Piscataway, this is your college football scoreboard update, driven by Metro Ford of Madison.
Good morning, Wisconsin. This is your college football scoreboard update. And let's start out in Georgia. That is where our good friend Adam Mertz is currently located. He'll be watching the Georgia Bulldogs, the 12th ranked Bulldogs, take on Kentucky for their homecoming matchup today. I don't expect that one to be all too close. Biggest matchup to start the day in the Big Ten, arguably, of course. Number 22, Illinois, at Purdue in West Lafayette. That'll be on the Big Ten Network in case Hunter Simmons isn't as elite as we hope. At 2:30, number 9, Texas taking on Florida. That'll be competing with the college GameDay showcase of today. Number 16, Vanderbilt at number 10, Alabama on ABC. Moving on to the nightcaps. If you want to stay in the Big Ten, Minnesota at number 1, Ohio State, hoping for a bludgeoning there. Or if you want the marquee matchup, number 3, Miami will be battling number 18, Florida State. Certainly one of the more underrated rivalries in college football, in my opinion.
Metro Ford of Madison, Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Learn more at metrofordofmadison.com.
Ready to take some grounders after this.
Hunter Simmons says, put me in, coach, and Coach Fickle agreed. What a day. ESPN Wisconsin baseball game day.
Sport. to Sports Game Day.
This is actually ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, but we are kind of focused on both things here today. Brewers and Cubs, game 1 of the NLDS, coming up at 1:08 this afternoon at American Family Field. Honestly, I am jealous. I am sure the parking lots are already starting to fill up. Fans stopping at the gas stations or the grocery stores, getting their bags of ice, their ice-cold Coors Lights, making sure they get all the burgers thawed, ready to go to put out on the grill as he gets set out in the parking lot. Gorgeous day for playoff baseball in the city of Milwaukee against our arch rival, Craig Counsell and the Chicago Cubs. Cannot wait. First pitch just after 1 o'clock. Listen to it on 620 WTMJ, the Brewers Network flagship, and also on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Milwaukee Brewers. And we're also getting you set for Wisconsin and Michigan.
Hey, that's happening too.
But it got a little more interesting. I will admit, it got a little more interesting for Badgers fans with the news moments ago that Hunter Simmons, transfer from Southern Illinois, is going to be the Badgers starting quarterback today, not Danny O'Neal. Although, Riley, you were scouring. See, Mark Tauscher is really becoming quite the media mogul. Breaking news every week in his pregame conversations on social media with head coach Luke Fickell. What's the latest you saw from Tausch and the head coach?
So, our guy Mark Tauscher talked with Luke Fickell on the field this morning. They must have got this video out quick. And Fickell said that Danny O'Neal is ready to go and, quote unquote, this is a direct quote from the head coach, will be involved. So, I don't know if they're running
holding the clipboard or
he just said Danny
holding one of those signs on the sideline with the duck on it or whatever.
There's going to be guys in differently colored caps.
Yeah.
He said Hunter Simmons will get the start. Danny O'Neal will be involved and ready to go. So make of that what you will. If Hunter Simmons struggles, it seems like they're willing to go back to Danny O'Neal. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the phrase, if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. But that's the vibe that statement gives off to me.
But we have three, and Carter Smith, the former Michigan commit, is going to be on the field.
See, this whole thing reminds me, last time I saw Wisconsin play Michigan in person, it was Graham Mertz, 2022. I was in the student section, and I'll never forget, Graham Mertz was struggling mightily. And the entire student section starts chanting, "We want Wolf. We want Wolf." And they wanted Chase Wolf. And what happens? Graham Mertz goes down with an injury. Chase Wolf comes in, and I think he immediately threw a pick six.
It's almost like when the student section chants something, maybe we shouldn't always listen to it.
Be very careful what you wish for all the Danny O'Neal haters. I hope Hunter Simmons, Hunttober, will be alive and well. He pulls an awesome upset today. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light, also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, where they carry a long-standing tradition of working in the best interest of their clients every day. The team at Canopy emphasizes building local relationships and believes values matter and strengthen their communities. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. So in the YouTube comments, Jim says just, what a carnival. Which I think there's very clearly two ways to interpret what's happening at the quarterback spot today for the Badgers. One is the way Jim just looked at it. This thing is a blank show. And Billy Edwards, we never know if he's starting week to week. And Danny O'Neal comes in, you think he's good, and then it turns out he's not very good. And now right before the game, they're deciding, let's go with the other quarterback and see what happens. And it's just Luke Fickell trying to throw anything at anything to see what happens and what works. That is one way to look at this. The other way is the way that I'm choosing to look at it, which is this may have been the plan for the last 13 days. And this has been completely under wraps intentionally to surprise Michigan, that they're planning for these two quarterbacks potentially, not even thinking about the third one could come into play. And maybe this is that crumple up the paper, throw it away, try something totally brand new that we talked about at the start of the show. This could be what that is, if it has been the plan for the last 13 days for Luke Fickell and the Wisconsin offense.
I mean, why not? It's just throw, like you said, just throw darts at the board and see what sticks. See what the heck you could do. Because honestly, at this point, it does feel like that we talk about like the fan apathy and everything right now, and where are fans at? What is there to get excited about? Why not? Why not try to shake it up? Why not try to stir it up? Why not go into the big house and see if you can pull off that big upset, or at least just make it competitive? I think that is very much, the bar is not super high right now going into this game, but you know what? Let's see what happens. I think, again, the excitement level is up a little bit now, I think, for me, because it's just like, let's see what happens. I respect that you are jumping on this one.
If it was at 1 coming in today on a 1 to 10 scale, now it's at a 2.5, 3.
Like I said,
which is better.
It flips the tone. It flips the tone wherever you're at. Like if you're going to be like Riley for the post-game show over at the Silver Eagle, maybe the tone flips of let's see what Wisconsin's doing to let's see what Wisconsin is doing. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
Why not?
You say this is throwing darts at a dartboard and see what sticks. I hope that's not actually what's happening, because I think that's the Jim mentality when he's saying what a carnival that this has turned into.
But carnivals have prizes too.
Many fans might be saying, yes, I understand. A lot of great stuffed animals and things, but I think this is actually a strategic play by the head coach, and I think this is now. I think it was also a strategic play to try and do a bunch of trick plays against Maryland, and clearly that didn't work. So not saying every strategic play is a good strategic play, but I think this is intentional in saying from the time that they lost to Maryland, take a day off, look at the film, see what happened. Danny O'Neal stinks, might be a little banged up. You know what? Hunter Simmons gave us something at the end of that game. He's been practicing well. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Hunter Simmons. I don't know if he's practicing well. I don't know if he's any good. I saw him in one drive at the end of the Maryland game, which didn't really count for anything because it was all garbage time. But if they feel good enough about him compared to Danny O'Neal that they can throw him out there and start at the big house today, I got to feel like coming off a bye, there's something there. So I'm really curious to see what the opening couple of series look like, especially the first drive on offense today. See what they do.
If you're going to take a chance, I mean, it's not like that, again, you're going into this blindly. Like, again, like going off to your point, Jesse, yes, you had to have had a plan. You had to have known that if this is the move that you're going to make, this isn't just like a throwaway situation. You know where you're going. You're going into a huge environment, one of the most recent national champions, too. This isn't going to be some fluke game where it's like, if it doesn't work out, it is what it is. Like, you know that you have to be as on your best as possible, because, again, it's just like you're going into this environment, you're going into this, so it's not like that you're just trying something new and seeing what happens. You definitely have like a pretty solidified plan here. So if you're going to take the risk, you for sure know that, you know what, maybe this is a gamble, but you feel good about this gamble. That's kind of the thing. Whereas it felt like from the Maryland game, kind of comparing that too, where it's like they put Billy out there. Luke Fickell even said, I wish I had handled that a little better, of trying to make sure that Billy doesn't get in his own way type of thing. And I think we learned a little bit from that situation. Wisconsin took a risk in that Maryland game of hoping that Billy was going to be good, that Billy could have been okay, but unfortunately it didn't pan out. Whereas this situation, it is a risk too, but I think it's a risk where there's a lot more confidence coming into this one. Whereas the risk, and Kelly Stauffer, who was on the jump around too, you can go back and listen to that episode, called starting Billy against Maryland desperate. He called it a desperation move. Is this a desperation move? I see it a little differently, because, again, you know the environment, you know what's at stake, and I think by starting a guy who has more FCS level of quarterback play in this environment, I think there's more confidence going into this one with this risk.
I don't think this is desperate. I think this is energizing. I think this is invigorating. That, yeah. I think this is an opportunity for Wisconsin to try and surprise Michigan and to try and throw something at the Wolverines that they hadn't been planning for 2 weeks. Let's see what works today. I love the decision. Now, we'll find out in an hour and 20 minutes if that ends up being a disastrous decision and it didn't make any difference at all. But I'm again, if my optimism was a 1, I'm up to a 2.5 or a 3 now, which is better than a 1.
What's going to get you closer to a 5?
I got nothing.
It's announced that Bryce Underwood is out for the season.
No, I don't even know if that would. I don't know what it would take. The Cubs bus broke down on the way to American Family Field today. That would probably help out.
Craig Counsell gets caught in traffic.
Yeah, he's just stuck in traffic. He stubbed his toe this morning on something. Yeah. One more YouTube comment here before we get to our game picks coming up next. Matt, does this mean Fickell just tossed in the towel for this season since he knows he won't be fired? No, I disagree with that. I think Fickell I don't think Fickell is safe through the end of the season. I think if they would have made a change, they would have done it already, so that's not going to happen. But I don't think this is just, whatever, let's just throw up our hands and see what works here. I think this is a very specific decision that's been in the works for 2 weeks. Since the end of that Maryland game, we need to try something different. Danny O'Neil can't get it done. Too many inconsistencies, too many bad throws, too many derailments for the offense. I think this is a strategic decision for the head coach to go to Hunter Simmons. And if the offense, they may still not win the game today. I don't think anyone expects they're going to win the game today. But if they're more competitive than they may have been otherwise, then you can say maybe this gives them something for Iowa and Illinois and Minnesota the rest of the season, and it gives a chance to breathe different life into the Wisconsin football program and the offense, as opposed to what we knew we saw now after 2-3 weeks with Danny O'Neil starting.
If anything, this shows me that you're trying and you're not just folding and just letting the season just ride out and coasting the rest of the way.
That's a great point.
That's what I see too, because again, Danny O'Neil showed some decent flashes, but also, to your point, made some pretty critical mistakes.
I think the negative outweighed the positive with Danny O'Neil.
I could see that too, where again, it's just more from this situation is that it shows that he's willing to take chances, he's willing to still adjust and not just, okay, well, here's what I've got in front of me and that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to sit back and let's see how the rest of this rides out. You've got to take chances again. This is a situation where it's not even your back is up against the wall. You are in the wall at this point. You're trying to climb out of it at this point. You're in the plaster and everything. You're trying to get out of the foundation of this building. I'm gonna stop making these comps here, but you get what
I think we get it.
You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying in this situation though. You've got to figure out something versus just you can't be stagnant. Yeah. And I think that's the move here, where Wisconsin is trying to figure out something versus just being where they're at.
It gives us something fun to watch for today, if nothing else. Wisconsin, Michigan, coming up just after 11 a.m. kickoff on your local Fox station. We'll get to our promised official game picks now coming up next here on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Also brought to you in part by Celebrations Entertainment. Planning events has never been easier. They have complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more fun. Visit celebrationsentertainment.com to get started today. Celebrations Entertainment, fun, memorable events. Game picks for Hunter Simmons starting at quarterback for the Wisconsin Badgers at the Big House against 20th ranked Michigan, coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your Halloween, holiday, or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, it's a Bucks Pod Fest with the hosts of the Eurostep podcast. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
to help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Shop the #1 Chevy dealer in Wisconsin 15 years running, Bergstrom Chevrolet. During Chevy Truck Month, lease a Silverado Crew Cab for $329 a month, or save $2,500 on Equinox plus 1.9% financing. Silverado 36-month, 10,000-mile lease. Equinox and Silverado to approved credit. Ends 11/3/25. All with Bergstrom's upfront pricing and money-back guarantees. Shop Chevy Truck Month at Bergstrom Chevrolet Madison and Middleton locations today.
Bergstrom, driven to deliver.
Playoff baseball is back.
Fly ball to deep right. Soto back. Out of here!
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers postseason game right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Hunttober is upon us. Maybe.
Hunttober.
Riley doesn't understand the reference. I don't know if we should continue to do the Sean Connery.
Sorry.
Also, thanks to Matt and West Bend, Sean Connery says there's a little Bane in my Connery. Well, that's because they're the same voice. When I do Bane from Batman, it's just Sean Connery in a cup.
So you think...
Of course. Of course. Yes. See, it's the same voice. All right.
Madison, this is your opportunity. Hunter Simmons will lead you to victory.
It's pretty good, actually. I didn't know you had a Bane in you.
Thank you, I do.
Save money, save the planet, ditch the energy bill, make the switch over to Everlight Solar, your local solar energy company based in Madison. Visit everlightsolar.com to learn more and make the switch today. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. And speaking of energy, we hope that that's what Hunter Simmons brings to the Wisconsin offense as the starting quarterback today. Let's see how it impacts Pablo and Riley and I's game picks for Wisconsin and 20th-ranked Michigan.
Will we be jumping around?
Big win for Luke Fickell and Wisconsin.
Or will it be heartbreak for the Badgers?
Feel bad for the Badgers. They gave it their all. One too many mistakes.
It's time to make our picks on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Wisconsin and Michigan at the Big House. Badgers have played decently at Michigan and Ann Arbor when they've gone on the road there, but when they've lost pretty bad. Last time out was pretty tough. Well, actually, I'm thinking of 2018. 2018 was a pretty tough one. It was actually, I remember watching the game at Lucky's 1313 in downtown Madison. It was the same day the Brewers were playing Game 2 of the NLCS against the Dodgers, where they blew a lead in the 8th or 9th inning. I can't remember if it was the 8th inning or the 9th inning, but they gave up a home run that the Dodgers ultimately prevailed in. Instead of going up 2-0 in the series, the Brewers lost, and it was tied 1-1. Looking back, pretty detrimental for the Brewers' cause, that Game 2. And then the Badgers just got smoked by Michigan that night. Pretty rough day for Wisconsin sports. We hope it's very much not the case today, with the Badgers playing Michigan at 11 a.m. in Ann Arbor, and then the Brewers, of course, first pitch with the rival Cubs in the NLDS just after 1 o'clock at American Family Field. All that to set the stage, Pablo Iglesias, host of The Jump Around, our Badgers-dedicated digital show on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee digital platforms, your official game pick today for Hunter Simmons and the Badgers taking on the Michigan Wolverines.
So if you could see on our social media channels, I did go 34-13 originally for Michigan. I think I might switch this up now. and go a little different. I'm going to switch this up 27-17 Michigan still.
Okay.
But I have faith now in Hunter Simmons to move this offense a little bit more. We talked about Danny O'Neal and the mistakes that he made in the bigger situations, especially at Alabama. And I'm confident in this defense a little bit from the run side. I mean, if you look at Michigan and how they played against Nebraska, they barely snuck out of this one. And that defense, what was it? That defense also allowed 27 points. They came out 30-27, but something about it. Maybe it's because Build Me Up Buttercup is playing right now, and it's giving me a little bit of a better vibe. I'm actually feeling like Wisconsin keeps themselves in this one. But the big thing for me is that they pointed out week after week is that you just cannot get in your own way. You got to have a lot of things go in your favor, don't get me wrong. But if there's that one thing is that don't play against yourself. Just focus on the opponent. Don't make this game bigger than it is. And a move like this to put Hunter Simmons under center, I think that's going to be good to get the veteran in here and make some noise.
27-17.
27-17, my new pick after 34-13 originally. Still going with Michigan. It's still the big house. But I think Wisconsin hopefully comes into this game with a little bit more fire, a little bit more electric energy in this big road match.
Our producer, Riley Auk, is also the host of the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay post-game show. Riley, what do you think of today's game?
My official prediction is Michigan 24, Wisconsin 10. This is the first time I think since I started appearing on the Game Picks graphic last year, this is the very first time I have ever picked against Wisconsin in a game.
He's done it.
So wow. This is a first. This is devastating.
I was wondering what would break first.
Your spirit? Or your body? My spirit broke. My spirit broke. 2 weeks ago against Maryland, it crushed my soul, and I'm still being as optimistic as possible. I think our rushing defense, while it's certainly inflated, it's not the best rushing defense in the country. I think it's good enough.
Stats are stats.
It's good enough to force Michigan and Bryce Underwood to try and throw the ball. Hopefully this bye week will get the secondary at least a little more right. I know Michigan's had trouble with drops. We could use a few of those today. I don't think Michigan will ever feel like they're not in control of this game, but Wisconsin will be able to hang around just enough where maybe we're tuning in the third quarter, fourth quarter. It's probably going to be 24-3. Hunter Simmons maybe leads a garbage time touchdown drive. They need to show me something before I can pick the Badgers again, before I can have any confidence, especially in this offense. Could it change with Hunter Simmons? Yes. They need to show me something. So I'm being as optimistic as possible. They're not going to get demolished, but I don't think it's really going to be close.
So my original game pick was 27-6 Michigan. I saw no way that Wisconsin could get to double-digit points based on what we'd seen from the offense. I am more optimistic that Wisconsin can find the end zone and do a little bit more on offense because of this change and the unexpected nature of it for the Michigan defense not being ready for it, theoretically. Bad news, Hunter Simmons doesn't play corner. He doesn't play safety. He has no ability to stop Michigan's offense from torching the Badgers the way Alabama and Maryland did through the air. So I still think Michigan puts points on the board against the Badgers defense because I'm going to continue to believe that will be the case until proven otherwise. I think Michigan hits 30+, but I think Wisconsin scores a little more. So I'm going to add a touchdown to each of the scores that I had originally projected for this game. So I'm now going to say 34-13 Michigan beats Wisconsin. I still think Michigan wins it pretty controllably, but I think Wisconsin can do a little more offensively thanks to the addition of Hunter Simmons as the quarterback today.
This is a really new spot for me because I'm pushing back against the optimism here. Michigan's front seven, it's weird. I don't like it. I like being the way over positive. But Michigan's front seven is sensational.
Yeah, they're good.
And Hunter Simmons doesn't play offensive line.
He doesn't. No,
he's going to be running for his life.
He's going to be struggling to survive back there. I don't think they're going to be able to run the football. I don't understand who it doesn't matter who plays quarterback. If they don't have time, I don't know how this team's putting up any points.
Yeah, the offensive line is the make or break here. I'm going to trust that Hunter Simmons, if he does have to scramble and throw on the run, that he's not going to throw as bad a lollipop as Danny O'Neal did against Maryland. That's my belief.
I also don't think, too, and this is just, I'm looking glass half full, you don't make a move like this on your offensive line. I mean, of course, yeah, you're hoping. And Luke Fickell, actually, he pointed it out, too, in his Monday press conference, saying that what they've done over the course of the season is trying to prepare for what they could have, not preparing with what they do have. And I think that maybe that's a big lesson that they took away this week, is especially that offensive line. We know that those big boys up front, especially not just facing Michigan, but if you have a guy and you trust him to play center, and this is the move that you're going to be making, fingers crossed, of course, you better hope that he is going to be the guy. But also, if you're making a move like this and then you decide also Hunter Simmons is going to be your starter, again, it's not just a fluke. Like you come into this knowing prepared, knowing very well that these are going to be your guys, these are going to be your horses. So hopefully, again, based off of what Luke Fickell had said on Monday, prepare with what you have versus trying to, hey, if situation A plays out, then we're going to go this rotation. But if it's B, just focus on who you have right now, who's healthy, and get as many reps as possible, because no matter what, in any situation, reps are key, and that's what's going to lead you to success.
Badgers and Wolverines coming up just after 11 o'clock. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Also brought to you by the Gordon Flesh Company. For more than 65 years, Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes as the nation's largest Canon and Lexmark dealer. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com, G-F-L-E-S-C-H, gflesh.com to learn more. Coming up next, a couple of quick updates for you both on the Badgers and the Milwaukee Brewers getting set for the Chicago Cubs in Game 1 of the NLDS this afternoon. And still to come, Jim Rutledge, our game picks nationally, and final thoughts looking ahead to Wisconsin, Michigan at the Big House. Don't go anywhere. It's ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Metro Ford of Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. With a legacy of excellence and an extensive selection of quality Ford vehicles, it's the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com. Or visit them on the east side of Madison today.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Every team needs captains and playmakers, and Madison and Dane County Pizza Hut locations are looking for both. They're hiring managers to lead the crew and drivers to deliver big wins and pizzas. Find part-time or full-time roles with flexible hours, plus full benefits for those who work 30 or more hours per week. Whether it's running the huddle or making plays on the road, there's a spot at Pizza Hut for you. Apply today at jobs.pizzahut.com. That's jobs.pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesh Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Electric bills are out of control. But with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets.
It's all about the Badgers. Go Badgers! Go Badgers! Go Badgers!
Games like this is what really separates college football from everything else.
Open up the history books. Here comes Rondell. That was J.J. Watt, and what a story this young man is. Gordon again. What a performance by Melvin Gordon. And the pass rush gets home for the Badgers. And Randall lets it roar.
This is ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
And whether you're most excited for the Wisconsin Badgers and Michigan Wolverines or the Milwaukee Brewers and Chicago Cubs
at
American Family Field, an ice-cold Coors Light in hand for a big Saturday of sports across the state of Wisconsin. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay or ESPN Wisconsin Baseball GameDay, depending on your preference. Either way, it's brewed by Coors Light. Jesse Nelson, Pablo Iglesias with you this morning, taking you up till 11 o'clock. Our producer, Riley Yauk, with us in the Everlight Solar Studio in ESPN Madison as well. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay presented by Coors Light. When you need to refresh on game day, choose a beer as cold as the Rockies. Cold filtered, cold lagered, cold packaged for peak refreshment. When the mountains are blue, you know what to do, Pablo.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Tailgating underway in the parking lot at American Family Field. And, of course, tailgating well underway in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as the Badgers and Wolverines get set for big noon kickoff coming up just after the top of the 11 o'clock hour Central Time. Do have one Brewers update here, and we're going to hear from Jim Rutledge, and then we're going to have a whole jump-around crew here, by the way, when Jim Rutledge joins us. So Jim and Pablo host the Jump Around Badgers dedicated digital show every Thursday on the ESPN Madison digital platforms. Riley's the producer of the show. We're going to have all three of you guys here for ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. When Jim joins us next, he is a Cubs fan. So we're going to talk a little baseball with him, too, kind of serving double duty. Yeah. Kurt Hogue of the Journal Sentinel sharing, the Brewers have not officially announced the playoff roster yet, but Robert Gasser is on per a source, as is the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski. So Jacob Mizorowski and Robert Gasser both on the NLDS roster. Tobias Myers is not. So for Brewers fans who are wondering which pitchers would and would not be on the NLDS roster, it's not been officially released yet, but we do know Robert Gasser and Jacob Mizorowski will be options available to pitch for the Brewers in the series against the Cubs. Tobias Myers, as of today, not on the NLDS roster.
That's such a perfect baseball name, like beyond belief. Especially just if you're a baseball fan and believe how romantic October is. Robert Gasser, just like I for sure feel that October that October magic, man. It's gonna be fun to hear him come out of the pen and do stuff like that. So or on the hill.
That is one of the big developments for the Brewers series. Of course, the big development for the Badgers today, Hunter Simmons getting the start at quarterback in place of Danny O'Neill. Luke Fickell sharing with Tausch in their pregame interview on social media that Danny O'Neill will still be a part of the Badgers offense, but Hunter Simmons is going to be the starting quarterback, the transfer from Southern Illinois. We'll talk Brewers, we'll talk Badgers with Jim Rutledge coming up next here on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. I tell you what, Coors Light sounds great today. You know what else does? Pizza Hut. If you're not going to the game in Milwaukee and you're just sitting back at your home and you're watching these games today, just order yourself, whether it's the original stuffed crust or one of these new flats pizzas from Pizza Hut. Just hanker down with a Coors Light, some Pizza Hut. It's that kind of day to take in a wonderful day of Wisconsin sports and really sports across the entire country. Introducing Pizza Hut's new handcrafted personal flats pizzas. For just $5 each, you can enjoy bold recipes like Nashville hot chicken, the pepperoni duo, 3 cheese, the ultimate, and CBR. Chicken Bacon Ranch. The perfect pizza deal, perfect for game days. Find the nearest location or order online at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Making my mouth water. I told Jesse in our break, I forgot to have breakfast this morning.
Oh.
That might be on deck. So we'll see. Riley, I know you're hanging out for a little bit. I'll be watching the game here, so we'll see.
I know for a fact Pizza Hut delivers to this studio. They do it on a regular basis. So
yes.
Call them up.
Why not?
It's the perfect kind of day to order yourself some Pizza Hut and sit back, enjoy an ice-cold Coors Light, and watch the Brewers, the Badgers, and any other sports you want to take in on a beautiful Saturday in Wisconsin. Jim Rutledge, host of Jim, Matt, and Molly and The Jump Around with Pablo and Riley, joins us next on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
Is your roof underperforming? Saggy shingles, leaky spots? Sounds like someone needs a little Evandale roofing. They don't just patch things up, they go all the way. Tight, sealed, satisfied. It's the kind of roof that'll have your neighbors going,
Now that's a roof.
Evandale Roofing. They get on top so you don't have to. Call now. Your house deserves it.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Bring your family out to the next Forward Madison FC game. Their family special, sponsored by Madison Gas and Electric, is the perfect budget-friendly option for any families to enjoy professional soccer in Madison. For just $21, get your game ticket, plus a meal and scarf. Get your family together and come cheer on the Mingos as they make their playoff push. Head to ForwardMadisonFC.com to learn more and get your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com.
It's the Brewers versus the Cubs.
Fly ball left center field. This is well struck. This is gone!
Catch the call of every I-94 playoff matchup right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light. Jesse Nelson, Pablo Iglesias in the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison, along with producer Riley Auk. He's also the host of the ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay post-game show. It's a beautiful day, whether you're taking in baseball, college football, or maybe you're sneaking in around on the golf course this morning. For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March with no golf dues until April 1st. Submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. TPC Wisconsin, home of the AmFam Championship, home of the ESPN Madison Open, home of the Greater Bucky Open, a number of outings throughout the Greater Madison area this year. TPC Wisconsin, fantastic course. Check it out, tpcwisconsin.com.
Beautiful course. I love it out there. It's such a nice course.
Joining us now on the phone, the host of Jim, Matt, and Molly, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison and on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and also the host of The Jump Around with Pablo Iglesias and producer Riley Auk, our weekly Badgers-dedicated digital show. It is Cubs fan Jim Rutledge. Jim, good morning. Happy Game 1 of the NLDS.
Is that what we're talking about today? It is a gorgeous day as I'm down here in southern Wisconsin camping. And I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, if I'm a Brewers fan, I like my chances. The Cubs are rolling out, Michael Boyd, and then probably Shota, but Shota's been giving up home runs. And Cade Horton, their better version of Jacob Mizorowski, a guy in the contention for the NL Rookie of the Year, isn't going to play in this series. So, honestly, if the Brewers lose, it's an epic collapse because the Cubs pitching staff is dilapidated.
Jim, are you already setting yourself up for what seems like is going to be an imminent painful loss? It sounds like you're just trying to soften the wound.
It's not going to be painful. I can't speak for all Cubs fans, but not for me. I mean, I said this before. I would take the Bears sweeping the Packers over the Cubs beating the Brewers in this series because the Brewers definitely have. I'm not trying to set them up or anything. They have a more legitimate chance now. Woodruff's injury really does set them back, and Miz being mid right now sets them back too. But they have a more legitimate chance, I think, to go to the World Series. I do think it'll be Philly or Los Angeles than the Cubs. So it's not like – so all I'm looking at here is like the Cubs are going to win one more series and then not win the World Series. Like beating the Brewers isn't going to be a feather in my cap, nor is losing to the Brewers going to hurt more than losing to the Dodgers. So I just don't think the Cubs have a chance to go to the World Series. So I'm not I'm not that emotionally invested in his team. They're not a team of destiny. The Brewers kind of feel like they are a little bit with the Euchre Magic and all that.
I've had a lot of nervous energy since Thursday, I will admit. I thought for months the Brewers and Cubs would meet in the NLDS. It just kind of looked like it was going to be that way once the Brewers took over first place in the division after the hot streak in July. But now that it's real, there's been a nervous energy for me since late Thursday evening. And since then, I've been on pins and needles getting ready for this series and can't wait to watch it starting this afternoon.
I believe I've said this on Jim, Matt, and Molly, but once the Cubs are out of it, I'm going to be rooting for the Brewers to make and win the World Series. I don't have the little brother hatred of Milwaukee like Wisconsin fans have of Chicago. And so, and I grew up a Brewers fan until I was 18, and this team is likable, and Euchre was fantastic. And what do I care about the Phillies or the Dodgers? So, I'm rooting for the Brewers if they beat the Cubs. So that's why I can't speak for every Cubs fan, but I really just don't care what happens. If they win, great. But if they lose, whatever, I'll start watching the Bears and then go Brewers. I know I'm different in it, but I just don't have that burning hatred that goes the other way.
You and your little brother syndrome. I was at Disney World last week, and we were talking to somebody when we were doing the Epcot Around the World thing, and they said, "Where are you guys from?" And we said, "Milwaukee." And they said, "Oh, is that near Chicago?" And I wanted to slap those.
Chicago.
I wanted to slap those Mickey Mouse ears right off that person we were just talking to.
Chicago
Shame
suburb.
on you. All right.
It's not the teams, it's the city that Wisconsin has this little brother at, because they get so worked up over everything from the can't be a Blackhawks fan for no good reason, even though it's the closest team. Gotta hate on the Cubs and the White Sox, even though the White Sox aren't even in the same division.
Go
gotta
Sox.
hate everything. It's just sad. That's all.
The bean is stupid.
Cloudgate.
See what I mean? You copied all of Chicago's you copied all of Chicago's infrastructure and architecture in Milwaukee. So you literally are a suburb and little brother.
The winner of this series gets Lake Michigan.
This is going to be a long week. This is going to be a long week, and every game is going to feel like just a drag. Can't wait. Okay, Brewers Cubs this afternoon, but before that, the appetizer to it is the first half of Wisconsin and Michigan, and it did get a little more interesting.
What a terrible appetizer.
It is. It's like a bad overcooked mozzarella stick.
We're cocktail hour before the whole reception type of thing.
But I guess the mozzarella stick.
Cocktail hour is fun.
We got a little.
I like Jesse's overcooked mozzarella stick.
But we got a little marinara sauce today with the Hunter Simmons news that he will be the starting quarterback for the Badgers. My excitement level went from a 1 on a scale of 1 to 10 to about a 2.5 or a 3, knowing that Wisconsin's trying something new to inject some life in the offense. Do you look at that the same way, or do you think this is throwing darts at a dartboard to see what sticks?
All right. I'm about as excited about Hunter Simmons starting the quarterback as I would be if Hunter Vaughn was starting at the quarterback for the Badgers. I feel like they give the Badgers the same amount of chance.
He's been sitting on that for an hour.
Actually not. When you said Hunter's name, I'm like, I haven't said it out loud before. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, seriously, I think Hunter Vaughn might give him the same amount of chances to win against Michigan as Hunter Simmons.
So good.
But I mean, this reeks of desperation because if you follow the timeline, Danny O'Neil said on Tuesday that he took all the reps and Billy Edwards took a few others. So either Danny O'Neil was doing the Brett Bielema, I think it was Tyler Donovan took one snap and they did that little game. Otherwise, Hunter started taking snaps with the first team on Wednesday? The best case scenario? That's not enough time for him to start being the quarterback. So this just reeks of desperation. Maybe, but Fickle said pregame with Tauscher that Danny O'Neil's going to play some. So I was going to say maybe he learned from the Billy Edwards situation that he got called out from Kelly Stauffer on the jump around for with, if Danny's not fully healthy, don't play him. But Fickle said that Danny O'Neil's going to play. I don't understand this. This feels desperate. This feels really sad. It's not like you have to trick Michigan about Hunter Simmons. There's no tape on him. What does he have, 1,000 total yards over 3 years throwing the football at Southern Illinois?
Well, so isn't that why you want to throw him out there, though? I actually think this is a super strategic decision. I think this decision may have been made 13 days ago when Danny O'Neil, blanked the bed against Maryland, I think they come back a day or two later. They say, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to show Michigan anything that Hunter Simmons is going to start for us until morning of when we have to announce it. But let's have them planning for 2 quarterbacks, Billy Edwards and Danny O'Neil, not knowing who it's going to be. Meanwhile, with a bye, you get 13 days to prepare for something totally brand new where you have a quarterback who, granted it's experience at the FCS level, but he has some experience. He showed some life at the end of the Maryland game. Granted, it was garbage time. I understand it is a bit of a desperation move, but I do think it's a strategic decision for Luke Fickell to throw Hunter Simmons out there as the starting quarterback today, as opposed to just let's see what happens. I think this is actually smart, and it could give Wisconsin a better chance to be competitive.
But he stinks. Like, that's the thing.
Do we know that?
Brought in.
Okay, so quick fact check on Hunter Simmons' stats from last season. He got hurt, so he only played in 5 games with 3 starts.
800-some yards?
852 yards, 3 touchdowns. But, hey, no interceptions.
Salukis.
Yeah, who was he? Was he playing Michigan? Did they play Michigan then?
He played Southeast Missouri and South Dakota.
Maybe.
It's a lot of schools with South in the name.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I guess, if you got no hands to play, you might as well try a desperate hand. Strategic desperation is definitely a thought. I don't know. Yes. Is it better than Danny O'Neil? Danny O'Neil at least has like 14 starts. Like, the big house, I know, and I will believe everyone that it's not quite as intimidating as everyone says. It's still massive. It's still Michigan. They got their coach back. They still play great defense. I guess strategic desperation is all we got to wrap our arms around for any sort of hope anyways, I guess.
That's basically the way I'm looking at this. I think the offense couldn't get much worse than it did with Danny O'Neil last week against Maryland, and the costly mistakes that Danny O'Neil made against Alabama and Maryland, I think, outweighed any positives we saw from him. So maybe Luke Fickell saw the same, and he said, you know what? We got another option here. We might as well, with 2 weeks, prepare an offense, take them by surprise morning of, and see what we've got. I don't mind the decision.
If that's the case, but then, you're relying on nobody broke this. News broke earlier today, I believe, from Pete Thamel that Billy Edwards Jr. was going to be the starter. So you're relying on, they kept this a secret from everyone, and this is some sort of great strategic thing, and then you also got Danny O'Neil to fudge to the media, and nobody leaked that Danny O'Neil wasn't taking snaps. That's the part that just doesn't connect for me. And so you're right, maybe this is all one big plan, or this is something desperate. Like Danny O'Neil had another dumb practice and ran backwards again and took a horrible sack in practice, and Fickell's like, all right, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah,
We're going with Hunter Simmons.
Jim, I guess
Carter Smith, who cares? I'd rather play him, the Michigan recruit. That'd have some juice to it. At least he's a 4-star guy.
That would be something if we did see Carter Smith out there. Jim, on the flip-flop, though, of this, too, I get – because I was sitting on this. Is this a desperate move? Is this more of an elusive kind of catch him sleeping type of move? I guess my question for you, though, too, is we've talked about this on the Jump Around, which you could hear on ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channels on Thursdays, is, again, what else – what can fans look forward to? Again, this isn't just this move solely isn't just to bring fans back, but also – It feels like that if you're just going to go in the direction of trying to see what Danny O'Neil can do, it's like, okay, well, let's just keep trying and see what happens, or try something new. I don't know if I'm leaning on the desperation side. I think I'm leaning, again, more on that, you know me, I'm leaning more on that let's see what happens kind of thing. Let's go with the optimism
it's still
train.
Desperate, Pablo.
It's
still desperate.
But I see that if you're going to be making this move, though, too, and you're going to the big house, you know exactly what this venue is, though, that you come into this with more confidence. Whereas, starting Billy Edwards, I agree with what Kelly Stoffer said. I agree with what you said. It comes in wreaking desperation. But in this situation, even though it's a guy who doesn't have as much of a proven FBS track record, it still shows that I believe that there's some confidence going into this one. I don't know. That's where I'm at in this situation.
It tries to give you a competitive advantage, which is what Barry Alvarez and every coach always wants to have, right?
Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I'm sorry, this is, we can call it strategic desperation, but going to your third-string quarterback who wasn't good at Southern Illinois is not a strategy to invoke confidence in your football team as they go to Michigan. Now, you're right. Anything's different, and maybe you can try to, the dead cat bounce. Like, that's what I would call this. The no quarterback bounce of, I guess we'll just roll this out. But this isn't Carter Smith. This isn't a highly recruited guy you've been sitting on for a while waiting for him to be ready. This is a guy that has no business, according to all the practices throughout the entire preseason and behind the scenes, to be in the 2 deep. But now he is. This is a guy who has shown nothing. And this is Michigan. I'd feel better against Maryland, but this is Michigan. This is a legitimately really good football team on the road. I'm not saying Luke Fickell had better options. I'm not saying that Danny O'Neil is the answer, but we have to look at this as best case scenario. This is strategic desperation. It is a desperate move. This is not a move that Luke Fickell would want to make. I mean, they're trying, we've all heard the term slump buster. They're trying to bust a slump, and we all know the term slump buster. That's not a move of confidence. That's a move of desperation.
Jim, last question for you. We posed this at the beginning of our show here this morning. How much of the Badger game are you actually going to watch today?
I'll probably listen on ESPN, on the ESPN stream, more than watch. They do have Wi-Fi down here, but my gut tells me I'll be flipping over to listening to the Brewers on ESPN Madison as fast as possible today. But I will at least give it a start, so at least till first pitch.
All right, so first half, roughly first half.
Jim planned a camping weekend around this.
Nice weekend to go camping. I mean, weather's great, but you're missing some stuff, Jim.
Well, I didn't know the Brewers were going to play at 1. But again, there's Wi-Fi here. I have if the station doesn't come in, I got Sirius XM. I can listen to the Brewers and everything. So and the Badgers. So I'm set. But the station comes in down here. We're not that far away. But in general, I'm set. And if I need to dial in, I can. We got TV in the camper, and I'm sure everyone here at the campsite's going to have the game on. But the kids are doing their trick or treat. I scheduled this a year ago. So with here, you got to schedule in advance. So. That was kind of had to schedule an away game here. But if this was a legitimate game, I could easily lock in. If the Badgers start making a run, I can easily flip on the TV here and watch the game, no problem.
Well, we hope you have a chance to crack open an ice cold Coors Light, enjoy a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoy the Badgers surprising you and the Cubs doing exactly what you think they might do here in Game 1.
Yeah, have a chance. It's 11 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I'm already into my Coors Light.
All right.
You love to see it.
Like to hear that. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on.
Jim Rutledge, host of Jim, Matt, and Molly, weekday afternoons 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison. Also, the Jump Around with Pablo and Riley, our weekly Badgers dedicated digital show, joining us on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. We're brought to you in part by Liberty Station. Have you heard about the best deal in sports? This is it at Liberty Station. They run a shuttle on game day during home games this football season, including next week when Wisconsin hosts Iowa. For just $20, get a Coors Light in hand and a round-trip ride to Camp Randall Stadium. No worrying about finding parking downtown, worrying about any tickets or paying crazy prices. $20, get a beer in hand. Shuttle drops you off right next to the stadium and then takes you back afterward. You can enjoy some food after the game at Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse, located off the Beltline on Rimrock Road. We'll get our picks for some of the other college football games going on around the country and our final preview of both the Badgers and Wolverines and the Brewers and Cubs coming up on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Looking for the perfect pizza meal just for you? Introducing Pizza Hut's new personal pizzas, the Crafted Flats. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, Nashville hot chicken and chicken bacon ranch. All just $5 each, all day. The perfect pizza deal for lunch, dinner, or on game days. Order your $5 Crafted Flats at one of their locations or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Stoughton Hospital and the Ortho Team Clinic. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee. So the goal for me is always to see patients who want to get back to their active lifestyle. The techniques that I use now allow patients to return back to the activities, including sports, faster than ever before.
Learn more about the Ortho Team Clinic at stoughtonhealth.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
You're over my head, I'm out of my mind, thinking I was wrong in the wrong time. One of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison and Milwaukee YouTube channels. Jesse Nelson, Pablo Iglesias, producer Riley Yauk. Big day of Wisconsin sports. Badgers and Wolverines kick off about 20 minutes from right now, followed by at 1:08 first pitch at American Family Field for the Brewers and Cubs in Game 1 of the NLDS. First meeting ever in the postseason for the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs, with managers Craig Counsell and Pat Murphy going toe-to-toe.
Man, this rivalry just has so much juice going into it, man. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait, and I'm so nervous all at the same time.
That's the beauty of it, though. That's the ride of October baseball.
Playoff baseball, that's what we sign up for. Rather be here than at home. Enjoy Pepsi, a proud partner of the Wisconsin Badgers. Get game day ready with Pepsi, the taste that scores every time. Try Pepsi Zero Sugar, the perfect drink for your tailgate party and a tasty mixer. On Wisconsin, fueled by Pepsi. Let's get to our Pepsi game picks for around the world of college football.
All right, fellas, before we can make our actual picks, we need to take a look at the leaderboard for this week, week 6 through week 5. Mertzy still on top.
Look at that little crown he's
points.
got.
Nice.
Brad hasn't been here since week 1. How is he in this thing?
And I'm still tied. It's because I suck at making picks. That's on me.
Brad literally hasn't picked a game since week 1. How does he have 7 points?
He was good at it. He's still picking the Badgers game every week, so he can still get 2 points a week. And
what is this point system? Every Badger game is worth 2 points.
A terrible point system.
No,
Anyway.
this is sensational. Jesse, you've been climbing, though. You're working your way
I'm
back.
coming for that crown. I'll look good in that gold next week.
Me and Brad Norman tied for 3rd. That's embarrassing on my part. There's no way I should be tied with Brad at this point. But for this week, this is where College GameDay's at.
Okay.
Number 16, Vanderbilt at number 10, Alabama. Big matchup in the SEC. Who do you have?
Yeah, Alabama's going to win, but the world cheers for Vanderbilt, right? Like, if there's one unifying thing in college football, it's Vanderbilt against every other SEC school. In football, because baseball, they're actually really good, and they're like the powerhouse, and everyone wants to beat them in baseball. But in football, Vanderbilt is the team you cheer for against every other SEC team. They actually beat Alabama last year, and it was like this grand triumph. Alabama's not going to get surprised by Vandy in their place this year. Give me the Tide all day.
Am I representing anyone real quick? Or am I just...
Mertzy has made his own picks.
Okay.
And I guess you can't lose points, so theoretically
Fair
you
enough.
could represent Brad
You're
Norman.
me picking for absolutely nothing.
All
here,
right,
Pablo.
let's do this. All right. I love the fact that this is a ranked matchup, but Alabama, we already know what happened last season. They came in, they went into Vandy sleepwalking and ended up getting run all over. They're in their house. They're coming off a big win, a road win at Georgia. This is a different Alabama team that wasn't under Saban, but now I think Kalen DeBoer and his Crimson Tide are starting to get a feel for who they are as a team.
All
I
thanks
think
to
it's
that
all
get-right game against Wisconsin.
It's all, yes, that's what it was.
You're welcome, Alabama.
Yep. So therefore, yep. I'd say, yeah, man. I think they could even sneak in and be a solid, well, not sneak into the CFP, but be a very solid CFP team now after last week's performance, and hopefully this one too.
Mertzy has also selected Alabama as he is down in Georgia.
He's got to say that
lost to
quietly.
Alabama. I'm really tempted to pick Vanderbilt just because I need to start coming back. I need to start getting points. But I just can't see how Vanderbilt wins this game.
No.
Alabama by a landslide. Other marquee matchup, top 25, number 3 Miami at number 18 Florida State. Canes and the Seminoles. Who you got in that rivalry?
Tallahassee, Tallahassee tonight. Give me the Seminoles
Wow.
at home. If they're going to get caught in a look-ahead game losing to Virginia last week, you might as well make it worth it and win the game you were looking ahead to. I think they take down the Canes tonight. Give me the Noles and rush the field beating the top 3 Canes.
No better way to come back than getting a big victory on the road. I go with the Canes here. Carson Beck's gonna get back into the swing of things. I think the Canes bring the storm over to Tallahassee.
Jesse has a chance to come back with this one, as I am in agreement with Mertzy. Hurricanes getting the job done on the road today. And last but not least, kind of a sneaky, interesting matchup in the Big Ten. Washington, who gave Ohio State a fight last week, or a couple weeks ago. And no, it was last week. And Maryland, who destroyed the Badgers 2 weeks ago. Washington visiting Maryland. Huskies, Terps. Who you got?
Our conversation gets more interesting if Maryland wins this game. So I'm going to pick Maryland selfishly, hoping they can win and get to 5-0, and we start saying, maybe actually Maryland was pretty good when they came and beat us at Camp Brandel. So out of hope, I'll take the Maryland Terrapins.
I'll give the Terrapins, too. I think there's a lot of confidence coming off of that Wisconsin game, too, and what it proved what Malik Washington can really look like. This will be a solid test to them, and I'm just always so indifferent about when you're traveling like multiple coasts and time zones. I mean, you're going straight from the West Coast Pacific time zone all the way into the Eastern time zone. I think that affects players a lot. So I would say I'm going to go with Maryland on this one for the home advantage situation.
I got a lot of flack from Maryland fans in the YouTube comments of our postgame show a couple weeks ago and on social media saying I didn't give the Terps enough respect. And I'm still not giving
Respect
them
the
respect.
Terps.
I am not respecting the Terps. They're not that good of a team. Are they better than Wisconsin? Yes. Are they that good? No. Huskies all day. Mertz agrees with me. Washington gets the job done.
Maybe those Maryland fans should actually go to a game instead of just hanging out in the YouTube comments all the time.
Maybe. That's our national pick.
Those are our Pepsi picks around the country. Thank you, Riley. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay brought to you in part by Starion Bank. Experience a banking relationship where your goals are their priority. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, Starion Bank redefines local banking in the Madison area. Visit one of their convenient branches in Middleton, in Sun Prairie, or in Monona today, or online at starionbank.com. Our final thoughts as we get set for Wisconsin, Michigan, and Cubs Brewers next on ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
The countdown to kickoff continues next. You're listening to ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new to you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
We're on the Packers.
It was like watching a slow motion car crash in front of your face.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
I think Jordan Love should know better, and the expectation will be to not do it again.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN.
2-2 Wisconsin, taking on the Michigan Wolverines, 20th ranked in the country. ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay. Brewed by Coors Light, that's the appetizer for Game 1 of the NLDS, Brewers and Cubs. 1:08, first pitch at American Family Field. The roster is out. No Rhys Hoskins on the Brewers NLDS roster. Grant Anderson in the bullpen instead of Tobias Myers, who's also not on the roster. Those are the two big takeaways from the Brewers NLDS roster that's been released. Plenty more to come as we count you down to the Brewers and the Cubs in NLDS Game 1 coming up this afternoon. Pablo, your final thoughts on Wisconsin-Michigan here this afternoon in Ann Arbor.
I want to flip this question to you boys real quick. Are the Badgers being proactive or reactive, and even from a long-term standpoint, by starting Hunter Simmons? I kind of feel like, in a way, it's being proactive. It's trying to make a move here. It's trying to change things up a little bit, and in an effort to slowly start saving your season back. Where are you guys at, real quick?
I think if you're viewing this as a positive and that this was a plan, then you would view this as a proactive approach, as opposed to, crap, Billy Edwards can't go. My gut says this is proactive. My gut says this has been a plan for a week.
No, this is definitely reactive. I hope Hunter Simmons surprises us, but this is, this is just throwing something and hoping it works.
But you know what? Sometimes
Maybe
it does.
That's the thing. It could work. You never know.
Riley will have the post-game show with Corey Sparks from ESPN Beaver Dam. Pablo, time for you to do the pledge for the first time. Hand up in the air. I pledge.
I pledge.
To tune in.
To tune in.
To the post-game show.
To the post-game show.
On YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you get notified when it starts.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
No, you're done. You're done with the pledge. That's it. The pledge is over. But subscribe to the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel so that you get notified, because otherwise you're going to be watching the Brewers. You're going to forget that Riley and Corey are on.
Come on,
do that. Tune in, post-game show, Silver Eagle and Monona. That's where you want to hanker down today to watch all kinds of fun sports. Wisconsin, Michigan, Brewers, Cubs. Enjoy the day, everybody, no matter what. It's ESPN Wisconsin College GameDay, brewed by Coors Light.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide